They don't even believe in absolute truth, so they don't believe in divine laws and eternal laws. So why would they care about man's laws, especially since those laws cannot be based on anything divine, anything eternal, or natural law, if you want to put it that way?
I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Constitution Corner. Joined today by an old friend, Selwyn Duke, a prolific journalist, a important voice on the American right, who has written a lot about what America is facing in these current times. And you have an interesting article that I think we can talk about the future of the Constitution now that the Democrats are poised to take both houses of Congress and the presidency. And they've already been telling us all through the run-up of this election that once they take power, they're going full bore. We can't, you and I were talking before the show, and I think we both agree on this. For a long time, America has kind of been in a post-constitutional period, right? Too many people, too many particularly progressive politicians and lawmakers and judges who have been willing to ignore, if not completely contravene, the Constitution in their decisions and in their politicking and in their government. So this post-constitutional period that we find ourselves in, it's going to get worse. It's going to accelerate. Talk about the ways you see that happening.
Yeah, well, we're just going to see, good to be with you again, by the way. We're just going to see a continuation of what we have seen. You know, you mentioned that we're living in post-constitutional America. Joseph Sobran, the late journalist, said that a long time ago, so it's long been an issue. But we're going to continue to see the left simply stepping and trampling all over the Constitution as serves its ends. I mean, the left has no regard for the Constitution. The left comprises people who are staunch moral relativists. They don't even believe in absolute truth, so they don't believe in divine laws and eternal laws. So why would they care about man's laws, especially since those laws cannot be based on anything divine, anything eternal, or natural law, if you want to put it that way? So what we're going to see is they're simply going to violate the Constitution every single time it serves their ends and every single time they can get away with it. And they're going to be able to get away with it a lot because, again, they will control now all three branches of government. And they have reached a point where it's pedal to the metal now. Remember, during the Trump years, we saw the mask dropping, the mask of the left, not even all that gradually, very quickly. And it was bearing its fangs, the left was. And basically, part of its justification was, oh, well, Trump is this fascist, and so are his supporters. They're all Nazis, they're xenophobes, and they represent this clear and present danger to democracy, as they put it. Now, the reason why this is very significant is that this justification is used by the power mongers on the left as a pretext for behaving in just that way. Because after all, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? If you're faced with people who actually are Nazis, who were threatening to take over your civilization, then how far should you go to quell this clear and present danger, huh? So that's the justification they have, the power mongers. Now, the rank and file leftists actually believe it. They believe a lot of this nonsense. So they'll go along with this tyrannical approach. So they're going to be pedal to the metal, like I said. We can see more trampling of religious freedom, more trampling of states' powers. You know, remember, John Adams, our second president, said in 1798, our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. And the people we're talking about now on the left are not moral and religious people at all. And in fact, that's a problem we have society wide because we've been experiencing moral decay. So the truth is that we're falling into a certain trap that has been articulated by many great men throughout history, such as Edmund Burke, the British philosopher. He said, it is ordained in the eternal constitution of things that men of intemperate minds cannot be free. Their passions forge their fetters. But the question is, how do we proceed? Well, obviously, if we don't have federal power, there's nothing we can do there. We can't rely on the courts because the courts are owned lock, stock, and barrel, at least to some degree, still by the left. And anytime the courts oppose the left is going to take radical action now. I believe they're simply going to pack the Supreme Court if they have to. They might even eliminate federal courts, which they can do under the Constitution. Republicans never had the guts to try that. They would. So what can we do? Because I hear a lot of conservatives saying, Oh, well, we're done now. That's it. Freedom is lost. America will be irrevocably changed. Not necessarily. Not if we do what we can do, which is in conservative states start engaging in nullification. And that's where you simply say, no, this federal dictate is unconstitutional. And an unconstitutional, unjust law is no law at all. And we will not obey. That's what you do. That's what you have to do because the left is all about power, and only power negates power. Remember, nullification is something that Thomas Jefferson called, quote, the rightful remedy, unquote, for all federal usurpation of states' powers. And if we're serious about preserving America, that's what we will do. We'll put on our big boy pants, we'll buck up, and we'll engage in nullification.
Well, I love the idea. It's not a new idea. We've heard it before, various election cycles. If it hasn't worked in the past, we've only got a couple seconds left. What makes you think it will start to work now? Will people get behind it?
Because we're living in desperate times, and it may become more apparent than ever that we have no other recourse.
Selwyn Duke, thank you so much for your insight today. Have a great day.
Thank you. God bless. God bless.
Don't just know your Constitution, live it. This has been Liberty News Hour. As always, you can go to thenewamerican.com and jbs.org for more information on these topics, as well as more shows.